Now, if you have made FPJ, you're well suited to making our next recipe. Fermented fish amino acids takes close to a year. You can definitely harvest it sooner, maybe as soon as 3 months, but there are a few things that make FAA different than FPJ. First of all, for ingredients, you'll need your handy dandy brown sugar, and then you'll need fish waste products. I'm talking bones, heads, skins, and organs from fish. You can also just use the whole fish, but why not eat the meat and use the rest for FAA? For supplies, you will need your mixing bowl, your scale, and your brewing vessel. This was one that's going to be a little bit bigger than the others, and then you'll of course need a jar for straining out or pouring off your finished FAA. Now to make FAA, you're going to chop up some fish pieces. Same thing as before, you're increasing the surface area so that it decomposes more quickly. And then you just weigh it out and add equal parts brown sugar. Then mix it up so that every little bit of the fish is covered in brown sugar and let it draw out some of the moisture. And then take it and pack it into your brewing vessel. This one takes quite a while to make, so it's nice to make a big batch, but if you're a home gardener, you really don't need too much, so make however much you want. Really press down the fish in your brewing vessel so that it's fully submerged, and then for good measure, we're just gonna add a brown sugar cap to seal it all up even more, just to be safe. This usually dissolves in my experience, but it just helps keep everything submerged, which is important because otherwise the fish can start to mold and rot, and we're going for a different kind of rot. We're more of a controlled one. Now at this point, you are going to want to cover your fish with a burpable lid, not a breathable lid unless you're storing it somewhere that you don't mind it stinking up the place for a while, because initially this smells pretty fishy. Maybe not the biggest surprise. Eventually it'll smell a bit more neutral, but early on you really don't want those gases fumigating your home. You can just manually burp it every few days to let it off gas, and this is where you just kind of break up the seal and let the gas that has built up escape from the vessel. Now all you gotta do is wait, and in my experience this takes a little while. Warmer temps will definitely speed up the decomposition, but even then you're looking at a bare minimum of 3 months, and ideally longer, until your fish has fully liquefied. The reason that it takes so much longer to make FAA than it does to make FPJ is because fat and protein are more molecularly complex and dense compared to plant cells. The result, however, is a far more nutrient-dense and complex liquid input. FAA contains a cocktail of free amino acids, trace minerals, organic nitrogen, microbes, hormones, and enzymes that are all amazing plant growth boosters, especially when timed correctly. Because of the brown sugar and the long stabilization process, FAA is shelf-stable in cool, dark environments, sealed, and will last indefinitely to my knowledge.